65 Country presents Chatter Hoochee. I'm Matt.
And I'm George, and this week we're talking all about the CMA Awards. Morning, Matt.
Good morning, Georgette.
It is our first episode of Chatter Hoochee. How are you feeling?
I feel great and I'm ready to chatter hoochie and get hotter than a hoochie coochie.
It's not that kind of podcast. Okay, so we are here first thing at the crack of dawn to talk about the one and only 58th annual CMA Awards. And the first text I woke up to this morning was you texting me being like, I'm not happy.
I don't want to start off on a bad note because I think I will say that some of the awards are potentially predictable now. And I just wish someone else in certain categories would win. That's how I'm going to open this.
Yeah. But even the nominations are predictable.
Yeah, no, they are. But I mean, and then there are a few names in there in each of the categories that are like, come on, they do deserve the award. I mean, obviously, they're all nominated, and in their own right, they all deserve that award one way, shape, or form. I just feel like there should be something different. The performances, however, were great.
So it opened with Post Malone and Chris Stapleton doing California Sober from his F1 Trillion album.
Nice.
I'm just looking at a picture of them, both with their hats, both with their guitars, like little besties on stage.
Love it. I love it. I mean, it's a great song and definitely one to open a show with.
Interesting, though, that they didn't open with like a more like Song of the Year type song.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I Had Some Help didn't get much airtime at all, did it? I mean, I know Morgan wasn't there. Yeah, I know what you mean.
And that is something we need to talk about as well.
Yeah, this is part of my issue.
So, Chris Stapleton won White Horse. His song won White Horse. So, in that category, we had Chris Stapleton, White Horse, Shaboozey, A Bar Song, Tipsy, Cody Johnson, Dirt Cheap, Post Malone, Morgan Wallen, I Had Some Help, and Lainey Wilson, Watermelon Moonshine. Firstly, Watermelon Moonshine, how is that single of the year this year?
I'm guessing there's a cut-off for nominations when songs have to be released. Yeah, surprising that she was in that for that one. I mean, and she's had a whole new album out since then as well.
Yeah. Do you know if you were her, would you be a bit like, guys, I have more songs, you know?
Yeah, literally. But on the whole, White Horse.
Dirt Cheap, I didn't see that winning. I Had Some Help. I mean, it's literally officially Song of the Year, is it not? So
don't get me wrong.
But it's Morgan Wallen, so
I'm pretty sure Chris Stapleton performed this. Maybe it was the ACMs. There's so many award shows in country music. They all just blend into one. But he definitely performed that at a award show, like within the last year.
Yeah.
But this song, look, no issue with Chris Stapleton. I think he's great. I think his voice is unbelievable, incredible. He puts on a show. It's a great song. But I just feel like this should have been I Had Some Help.
I'd agree. Next then, so Chris Stapleton wins Single of the Year. Then Megan Moroney performs Am I Okay?
Yeah, well, it's Meg, innit? Do you know what I mean? She just does her thing.
She's very, you know what you're going to get with Megan Moroney.
You do know what you're going to get. She even recreated, you know that, is it the back of her album where she's like standing there with the spotlight from behind her?
Yes.
She recreated that.
Is that the back, or is that what she posted for the I'm Fine?
Yes, no, you're right. Am I okay? I'll be fine.
That's cool.
She recreated that.
And it's so many sparkles.
So many. And I'll tell you what, I despise glitter because I just feel like it just gets stuck to you and it's just, you can't get rid of it. But I just don't want it in my hands because you can't get it off.
Okay, well, I'm sure if it's on Megan Moroney, it's probably not going to be on your hands. No offence.
Why?
Anyway, great performance. Am I disappointed in the choice of song with Am I Okay? Maybe it's a me problem because I have played it myself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know what else I would have wanted her to sing.
Yeah, I was going to say, if there was one performance that you'd wanted to see from Meg off the new album, what would it be?
Probably Am I Okay? I think it's a me problem because I have rinsed it. I mean, that's not her fault. No. She can do no wrong. Shaboozey performs A Bar Song, Tipsy, and Highway. I've only seen the video of Tipsy.
Yeah, I've only seen the video of Tipsy as well. But I guess this is
No
the
one cares
problem
about
with
Highway then.
being in the UK.
Shaboozey, let's talk about Shaboozey because he has had one of the best years of anyone in country music, but didn't pick up any CMAs. How can you be Grammy nominated and not pick up any CMA Awards?
I think as well, like this song especially has probably been the reason why, especially in the UK and probably a lot of Europe and maybe even in the States as well, that song is the reason why so many people are jumping onto country music right now. That song and Dasher Austin, those two songs, Love 'Em or Hate 'Em, are the reason why country music is where it's at right now, especially here in the UK.
I would completely agree. And if you go back to CMA Fest, again, wasn't there, but will be next year. Manifesting. If you go back to CMA Fest, he like shut down Broadway. They put him on like a tiny stage outside and like you couldn't see for the amount of people. And he just ran bar song over and over again. Like it looked absolutely mental, and he's not going to get an award for that, and he's Grammy nominated. Like, I don't get it. And then there was an honouring of Toby Keith. I love how everyone has like a little red Dixie cup. Do you think everyone had one just like under their seats? That's for his red solo cup like thing, isn't it?
Yeah, like frat party.
Do you think they were like, and if you look under your seat, there's a shot of whiskey in a red solo cup?
Probably. I mean, yeah, it's we're from potentially an era where Toby Keith was obviously huge in the 90s, and it's hard. I guess it's hard to comprehend how much of an impact he had on so many people. And sadly, until he's passed, definitely for me, every single chance country music as a community gets to like honour Toby Keith, they do every single time. Right.
Okay, then we go into White Horse. Wait, have we not just done that?
No, so this is the thing. He won single and song of the year. I think single is a moment for the single as a single, and the song honours the whole production, the writer.
Like the writer.
Writers.
Okay. So that category is Chris Stapleton and Dan Wilson with White Horse, Burn It Down, Hilary Lindsay, Parker McCollum, Laurie McKenna, Liz Rose, Dirt Cheap, Josh Phillips. I Had Some Help, and boy, did they have some help. Louis Bell, Ashley Corley, Charlie Handsome, Hoskins, Austin Post, that's Post Malone, isn't it? Ernest, Keith Smith, Morgan Wallen, Chandler Paul Walters. And then The Painter, Benji Davis, Kat Higgins, Ryan Larkins. I actually would have liked to have seen The Painter win that one.
It's a great song.
It is a great song. Like, so for single of the year, I'm backing I Had Some Help 100%. We've already covered that. But like, if this is from like an artistry writing perspective, then I really would have liked to have seen The Painter win that. The Ella Langley and Riley Green performance, which we now know.
It was special. It was special.
It was special. And why was it special, Matt?
Because they started in like the audience, in the physical audience, and it was just so unexpected. And I think I even heard people laughing in the crowd. But I don't know. They've performed this song so many times now, haven't they?
Yes, and did you post when he did it with Megan Maroney? You're like, why does this feel like he's cheating on?
I think I said that to you, and
I
I
don't
was like,
like
why
it.
does this feel like he's cheating on Ella? I mean, there's me calling Ella Langley Ella like I'm best mates with her, but...
Why? Our girl, Ella.
Exactly. But it felt like that. It just felt like, I don't know why. But maybe this is the narrative and the kind of thing they've created around this song, which has been so good. But they started off in the audience, made their way up to stage, and Riley Green is just probably like he's just so chill, isn't he? Like he just looks so like
He's just like the coolest, and not in like a, I don't know how to describe it, but he is just so nonchalant, isn't he? He's just like, yeah, I'm Riley Green. I'm like the sexiest man in the world, and I'm great at singing. So
he's like, yeah,
cool.
I was the prettiest thing I've seen, pair of boots, and it's like, all right. It should have been in the single year category as well, I think. But I'm glad they won an award and and got something for all that, because it's, again, that is, you probably add that to the list with Shaboozey, and Dasher as probably one of the songs that people have really got into. And it came out around the time when Riley Green, Angela Langley came over to support Morgan Wallen, wasn't it? And at Hyde Park.
Yes.
So it was well timed, especially with the UK crowd. So.
And I think it's so like distinguished and like recognisable, and like you say, everyone knows it. Like when I interviewed Riley earlier this year, and I was trying to explain to my friend who he was, because I was like, he's such a big deal, and she was like, who is this man? Because she's not a country fan, and I was like, oh, have you heard the song? The You Look Like You Love Me. She's like, don't think so. I was like, no, you will do. It goes like this. Excuse me. And she's like, oh. Yeah, I have heard it.
So funny. So funny.
So everyone knows it. And every time they perform it, it pops off. Everyone loves it. It goes down so well. It's such a crowd pleaser. So I think this award is well deserved. Who are they up against? Kelsey Ballerini, Noah Khan, Cowboys Cry 2. Excellent song, and their performance of that last night was just stunning. Post Malone, I Had Some Help. Morgan Wallen, yeah, I mean, maybe that could have won this as well. Zach Bryan, Casey Musgraves, I Remember Everything. I'm not bothered about that one, really. I mean, great song, don't get me wrong, but for musical event of the year, I mean, is it? I don't. Correct, though, hugely. And I imagine when she was at Hyde Park this year, no one will have really known anything other than that one song. Charlie Worsham wins Musician of the Year for his ability to play the guitar. Who, not to like discredit that.
Yeah.
Tom Bukovac.
Great.
He's also guitar. Jenny Fleener, fiddle. Paul Franklin on steel guitar, and Rob McNally on guitar. I feel like I've heard of Rob. I can't say that. Rob McNally.
Rob McNally.
Oh, is that how you say it? I don't know. Maybe I've not heard of him if I don't know how to say his name. Yeah. Anyway, that was the category. I couldn't possibly comment because I have unfortunately, I do not play an instrument. Actually, it's probably fortunately that I don't play an instrument, so I don't understand the gravitas of that category. But Charlie Worsham also sings, no? Because I feel like I've been listening to Charlie Worsham.
He does. He played C2C last year, and
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure what's good about this category is that like it's like Song of the Year, where it kind of gives a nod to the writers and whatever. And this obviously is important because, you know, there's musicians as well that make a living from what they do and have big impacts on artists and songs. So yeah, it's great.
You do Kiss Like You Dance with Kit Moore.
Yeah.
Kiss Like You Dance with Kit Moore, yeah, and How I Learned to Pray with Luke Bryan. So he's an established musician, and now he's just picked up a CMA, so well done.
Well done, Chazza.
Well done now, Charlie. Oh, come on, Thomas Rhett and Teddy Swims. Have you watched that performance?
I've watched bits of it. The lose control bit, everyone's just like...
Exactly. For those of you who are listening, Matt is headbanging.
Yeah, sorry, anyone actually listening, not watching.
They start backstage on this one with Lainey, I think, whatever's going on backstage. Thomas Rhett and Teddy Swims then just like start walking through to get to the stage. And when the camera follows them out on the stage and you see the crowd, I kind of felt like the buzz of what that would be like to be an artist, to walk out on the stage and see everyone like cheering. And so I think I'm going to become a singer now.
I wondered where you were going with that.
Yeah, career change.
Did you feel like
no, it was really good.
For you?
I felt like it was for me, yeah. When I was watching that video, I was like, oh, guys. But no, fantastic performance. Thomas Rhett is actually really cool.
And you know
That's what I've taken from this. He's actually really cool.
He loves a collab as well, doesn't he? Like he brought out Niall Horan at C2C, didn't he, last year?
Yes, he did. That was last year, wasn't it? And I've written down Teddy Swims he went full cowboy cosplay, as we like to call it, and he had like his hat, he had a bolo tie, he had a buckle, he had a fringe jacket, but he still rocked it. Like it was very kind of like Post Malone-esque style, but yeah, he went in on the cowboy cosplay. Even
the top of the microphone looks like he got it straight out of like a Halloween pack, like, you know, when you go to like the
It's gonna be Teddy. Babes, how many horses have you ridden today?
He's like gone full outfit, and on the packet goes even including gold microphone.
No, but not to take the mick, because it's a great performance, and Teddy Swims also very, very cool. But they did Something About a Woman, and then went into Lose Control. And to be honest, Thomas Rhett on Lose Control really added something to it.
He's got that bit about him, hasn't he? Like I say, he's done a lot of collabs with non-country artists, hasn't he? So I guess he's just kind of got that versatility, little sprinkle of country in there, so it's still there. But yeah.
Definitely, versatility is definitely the word for Thomas Rhett. And also, this performance, I feel like, was highly anticipated, because we kind of, like, the song just kind of dropped, and it wasn't teased a lot, like, it was just like, hi, here's this song that we're going to play at the CMAs, and everyone's a bit like, whoa, Thomas Rhett, Teddy Swims, why, how, why, yes, okay.
Well,
we've all kind of been waiting for this before, even though we've probably playlisted it all now, but I feel like everyone was waiting for this performance, because it's not really had much, I don't know, like, promo. What do you think?
Yeah, it's kind of like when Luke Combs performed with Ed Sheeran at the ACMs, like, last year, because that was like no promo at all, and then all of a sudden the day before, whatever it was, there was pictures of Ed Sheeran rehearsing. No one really knew why. Then it was like, oh, he's going to bring out a song. He's performing with Luke Combs, and it was like, what? And then they just did it, and then it came out.
Just dropped the track, yeah. I feel like that's, very similar to this. The Luke Combs performance of Ain't No Love in Oklahoma. Firstly, loved the intro from the hosts, Lainey and Luke and Peyton Manning. Is that him? Mm-hmm. Did you see they'd got like the wind? They were like, whoa, what's happening? Sorry, there's so much I have to say about this performance. I think best performance of the night. Yeah. The set, like how did they put that together? The fire, that was a real danger zone on that stage, and just his performance was what's the word? Like,
believable.
Flawless. Unbelievable, yeah.
I mean,
absolutely unbelievable. Flawless performance.
The opening lines of that song, I keep chasing that was like, whatever that was, right? It's just so like, yeah, come on, give it to me, Luke, come on.
Yeah, and this song was the first song that was released for the Twisters album, wasn't it? And I remember that really set the scene for the quality of that album and the excitement for that film.
Yeah, and it's obviously nominated for a Grammy as well. And to be honest, that song probably, not that I didn't want to see the film anyway, but the music on that album and that song coming out first as part of that whole film thing was probably the reason to go and watch it, to be honest.
Yeah, tremendously. And I think, like, without that song and the album as well, but, like, that song really set the scene. I don't know whether Twisters would have done. Twisters without the album, unsure. Megan Maroney wins New Artist of the Year. So in that category, she was against Shaboozey, Nate Smith, Mitchell Tenpenny, Zach Top, Bailey Zimmerman.
Yeah.
How do we feel?
I feel overjoyed for Meg, of course, but is she a new artist?
Well, it depends, like, what constitutes new artist. Is it to do with, like, sophomore album, when your sophomore album comes out?
Potentially. It could be.
Is it anything after that you're not a new?
Potentially. I mean, but I suppose she's had stuff out before Lucky. But I guess it is for the last year. And I guess since Tennessee Orange came out, I guess that has been a kind of new period. So, but look, fully deserved, of course. She's had an incredible year. And her fan base is just growing day by day. And I think we found a real country one there as well. Like, I can't see her digressing into anything else.
No, no. And it's such a hard category to be part of. Shaboozey, Nate Smith, Mitchell Tenpenny, Zach Top, Bailey Zimmerman, all very talented new artists. Mitchell Tenpenny, Nate Smith, I don't know whether they are new, but then again, you could say the same about our Megs.
Yeah.
Zach Top has come... I feel like he's had a really great year. He's come from almost nowhere and now has been on tour with Lainey Wilson.
Yeah.
New Artist of the Year, Shaboozey, Mega Maroney, I feel like... I mean, Bailey Zimmerman as well, he's had a great... It's a hard category, but I do think if I had to pick a winner, I do think I would pick Mega Maroney. And it's nice to see some female representation as well. We have the Kelsey Ballerini, Noah Khan, Cowboys Cry 2 performance. Absolutely gorgeous. There was a moment where Noah Khan was backing up and I was like, you are going to crash into that prop. Just slow yourself down there, babes. But stunning.
And he would have proved that maybe Cowboys do even cry too if he did crash.
Cowboys crash and they say ow.
Cowboys crash too.
Cowboys crash. But if anyone is going to perform a like a slow moment, it's going to be Kelsey Ballerini, isn't it?
She does it so well. And you don't have to ask me twice.
She's just...
But...
She's just so elegant in her... I mean, her dress is stunning, but in the way she holds herself, the way she, like, looks out into the distance, like, she's got so much grace and elegance, especially from having such a high-profile personal life in the media, but she still just carries herself so well, and she delivers songs like that beautifully.
Yeah, and because I think she's obviously performed a lot from Rolling Up the Welcome Mat at award shows. Again, that is one piece of work that she has really, people have really taken onto her from different genres and just fans all over, haven't they? But yeah, what she does do really well, like you say, is that sort of performance, and an award show needs it, and that's what Kelsey does, and she just does it, and you feel it.
For sure. I mean, she's a woman who can do it all, but she does that particularly well.
Yeah.
Cody Johnson and Carrie Underwood, I'm Gonna Love You, another stunning performance.
I actually think this is my favourite performance of the evening.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, got to put it out there. I think vocally, Cody Johnson just hits the mark, and it's Carrie Underwood. Do you know what I mean? Like, just like she has the powerhouse. She's just a powerhouse. Like her voice, like to do the amount of shows she does as well, and just come out every time and just do her thing. I think great performance. And this song was also a bit of a surprise, wasn't it, when it came out? I did not see this coming, this collab, but it makes so much sense.
Yeah, no, not teased at all, this one. Chris Stapleton performs What Am I Gonna Do with Morgan. Chris Stapleton, so his tour obviously wrapped recently in the UK. A lot of backlash from his UK fans because of the way he performs exactly like this. He sings to his wife, and that's just his vibe, that's his energy. And I feel like in the UK, I feel like there's some fans that are really into the like bro country, pop country side, which is great, but that's not what you're going to get at a Chris Stapleton gig. Even if you have paid £120 for it, you're paying for the artist and the artistry and the way he delivers it. And this is exactly how he delivered his whole tour. Yeah,
that's what he does. And you're there to see his voice, you're there to hear his voice, you're there to see him. And I didn't go to the tour, but I know people that did, and he is exactly what you would expect. And I guess to take it out of a country context, if there is anyone listening, I guess, because there was a lot of criticism for people like Ed Sheeran for doing something similar, because he is all about performing his songs on a guitar. That's what it's about. There's no big shebang. There's no dancers, whatever. But I think there are artists that can do it, and Chris Stapleton is one of those artists.
Yeah, and I think the UK is very much divided into the people who get that and the people who don't. And the people who don't get it are annoyed that that's what's happening, and the people who do get it are annoyed at those people for drinking and talking all the way through it. It's very divided if you go on the Facebook groups. Yeah, anyway, this performance was very much representation of his energy and his artistry, I think.
Yeah, and he's in love. He loves his wife. God.
Lainey Wilson wins Music Video of the Year for Wildflowers and Wild Horses. Right, so she is up against Cody Johnson, Dirt Cheap, Post Malone, Morgan Wallen, I Had Some Help, Megan Maroney, I'm Not Pretty, and Cody Johnson, The Painter. Sorry, Megan Maroney, love her with my whole entire heart. Why is that video in there? I don't understand.
I don't know. But, I mean, I suppose there was a storyline.
Yeah, I guess the concept of the video.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just curious about timing, that's all. I do actually think Lainey Wilson is the winner of that category.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that.
And those are some mighty big bell bottoms that she's got on there. Love it. Love to see it. Right. Old Dominion wins Vocal Group of the Year. Right. We need to talk about this. So they were against Lady A, Little Big Town, Red Clay Strays, Zac Brown Band. Lady A, I don't think they've done anything to warrant that this year. Not in terms of their like discography, history, whatever. I think they're a very talented group and they've done a lot. But this year, unsure. Little Big Town, iconic. Red Clay Strays, new on the scene, very, very talented. Zac Brown Band, very, very talented group. Old Dominion, this is their 7th win.
Is it because they haven't really done? Have they done much in the last year? But I mean, if that's what we're going off at this point, we're just listing bands that are in country music, and because there's no kind of logic behind this, so it's just it's kind of like they're the only ones, shove them in the category. Do you know what I mean? And because if we're going on that, if we're just going on that, then Zac Brown should have won, because that's what I'm saying. They're always touring, but
I'd agree.
But Little Big Town have obviously released a record. They're on tour. They've been over here. I'm sorry, like Old Dominion, they're great fun, and they had issues at C2C at their set, and great. I'm sorry for them, but 7 times.
Like I'm not discrediting them, and I'm not saying that they don't deserve to win. They are such a talented band, and they seem like great guys. And like you said, we saw them at C2C. An amazing performance, and I would pay good money to go and see them again, genuinely would. But like you say, is it just bands in country music? Because there's so many great bands. Why is it these guys? The latest album they released was Oldies But Goodies, which is just like a greatest hits album with a different name.
Yeah, I know.
So why?
I just don't, I mean...
Who would you like to see in this category?
With Burnt Red.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
You know what? It is hard because I guess my brain has gone black. Restless Road have had a great year.
I was just going to say Restless Road.
Yeah, like
I'd like to see them in this category.
But
Red Clay Strays, I think this is actually one of the best. It was really refreshing to see them in here because these are all established names. So it was great to see someone like Red Clay Strays in this group, especially when were they at Long Road? Were they on the interstate stage at Long Road?
Yeah.
See, you'd now expect them to be main stage for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? I mean, I don't really get it, but maybe there's a reason why everyone's nominated. But like I say, I feel like if Old Dominion are going to win that, there's definitely at least 2 better bands in that category that have had better years this year.
Yeah, I'd agree. They need parking now. They need you can't win for another 2 years.
But
to give someone else a chance.
Like, there's no way that they have been, and again, great bands, but there's no way they've been ahead of anyone else for the last 7 years every single year. No way. No.
And it's hard to have an opinion on it, isn't it, without it sounding like we're taking it away from them, because they, let's just be really clear, we do think they are very, very talented and do deserve that recognition. It's just a shame that it's 7 years, on the trot.
Absolutely.
And I saw an interview with them briefly where, they're really proud of it, and as they should be, but they were a bit for want of a better word, we've dominated. And you're a bit okay, so back the fuck down.
Yeah, right. But I mean,
it's someone else to go.
It's not their fault, I suppose. But
no, true. And then, but also, if they were parked and then your group won, there'd always be that but is it because they weren't in it this year?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well done. It's not that they aren't talented enough to get it. It's just, again, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. No, I
Brookes and Dunn, Jelly Roll, Believe.
Nevertheless,
it is.
Always good to see Brooks and Dunn on the stage, and they love a reboot.
Yes.
They're like a
And the
Windows
people
97.
love Jelly Roll. Say again?
They're like a Windows 97 PC. They love a reboot.
That's such a dad joke. Oh my God. Right. Post Malone performs Yours. I haven't seen this. This is inspired by his daughter.
Yeah,
Of
it
his
was
F1 Trillion.
it was emotional, and it was good to get him back. I'm surprised he sung that song, but no, glad he did. I mean, it's nice. I think it was definitely a moment for it, and he obviously wanted to do it. And yeah, it's a great song off the album.
And just shows that, like, he is so talented. Like, he can do the bops with Blake Shelton and Morgan Wallen, and, you know, get the kind of, I want to say easy, but, like, the easier songs to write where it's just like a call and response, toe tapper, crowd pleaser. Like, he can do that, and he can do that really well. But he's also a lyricist, and he's really smart with his words, and the man can sing.
He bleeds country. He is a country artist.
Yeah. And I feel like he feels, and like the energy he gives out, he's really like content and settled, and like this is his new groove, and he's really into it, and it's been received so well.
He seems happy as well. Like, you kind of look at stuff that he's done previously, and like certain situations that he'd been in, and you know, things that he may have been going on in his personal life, but he's got a daughter, he's writing country music, he's in this scene. He definitely looks at home.
Yeah, we love him. Cody Johnson's Leather wins Album of the Year. So Album of the Year was Casey Musgrove's Deeper Well, Luke Combs' Fathers and Sons, Chris Stapleton's Higher, and Jelly Roll, Whitsett Chapel. And then Cody Johnson Leather. Fathers and Sons by Luke Combs. I feel like that is just in there because it's a Luke Combs album.
No, 100%.
I feel like he would maybe, knowing Luke, I feel like he would maybe agree because even when he put it out, he was like, I don't know if you really want to hear this, but this is just what I had to do next. So he kind of put it out knowing that it might kind of flop. And nominated for like a CMA, when I am sorry and I will die on this hill, Muscadine Bloodline, their album.
There's a lot of albums that I think you could have put in this category. I think if I'm being super critical, and I don't want to get cancelled or anything, but I think this is probably one of the weaker Album of the Year CMA nominations lists we've had.
Yes. Oh my God, I would so agree. Get the Coastal Plain in there. Muscadine Bloodline, come on. But yeah, 100%. And I know we're obsessed with her and we love her, but Megan Moroney, her album, both the Lucky album and Am I Okay, absolutely slap. Why?
I think...
Deeper, I actually, like, Kojo, everyone loves Kojo. I don't know much about that album, to be honest, but Casey Musgrove's Deeper Well, that was really well received. Everyone went nuts for that. The rest, like, Jelly Roll, everyone loves Jelly Roll. Like, I feel like it's just a category of, like, everyone loves them. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm really sorry. And you're right, please don't cancel us, but I don't know why Luke Combs' album is in there.
Hey, look, this is why we're here, right? To talk about it and react to it and that's what we're doing. But I think next year will be... I bet you Meg will be in there next year with Am I Okay? Lainey will be in there with Whirlwind. Potentially Kelsey with Patterns might be in there.
Lainey performed 4x4 by You. Just the woman... How many outfit changes did she have across the whole night?
10. I actually saw
She must have been exhausted.
I saw this because she was worried about wardrobe malfunctions, so she had 10 outfits ready to go.
And she's so cool when she performs. Like, she's not the classic girly that, like, you know, like Carly Pearce does it really well and Megan Moroney does it really well, where they're like smiling and they like wave and they do like the classic. Lainey Wilson doesn't do that. She's like spinning in circles and she's like getting down with, I don't know, she's just a different female performer. And that's not to take away from like Carly and Megan Moroney, obviously, but she's just got such like a unique cowgirl, like genuine cowgirl energy on the stage, and it's so great to see. So I can't wait for that in March. Okay, Brooks and Dunn Vocal Duo of the Year.
Yeah.
Who was in that category? One moment. Brothers Osborne, Dan and Shay, Maddie and Tay, War and Treaty. Okay, now I know why you're upset.
I don't know what to say, to be honest. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's just one of those things, like, Look, they've done again. Brooks and Dunn. This is the 15th time they've won it. Dan and Shay, bigger
15?
houses, 15 times, bigger houses. Dan and Shay, that album. Like, I don't understand. Why
No,
not.
I'd agree with you. I'd agree. It's great to see Maddie and Tay in there as well, because they're, you know, in comparison to Brooks and Dunn, they're almost like small fry, but great to see the ladies. War and Treaty, great to see them in there. It's a shame that I wouldn't necessarily say they're vocal duo of the year, but they are, well, like, they deserve to be recognised, to be nominated. Yeah, Brothers Osborne or Dan and Shay. I don't know, Brooks and Dunn. Hall of Fame them, get them done.
Yeah. Like, you know, they've re-recorded old songs with new people.
Let's give them an award.
But I just feel like that, like, when you've got a band like Dan and Shay, and specifically, why, one, do they not get recognised enough? And two, why the hell aren't they coming back over it?
Okay, well, that is a conversation for another time.
Yeah.
Like, Brothers Osborne, vocal duo of the year. I actually don't know if I'm such a huge fan of them there, where I was like, oh my God, they should win. But vocal duo of the year, yeah, I'd be more inclined to go Dan and Shay.
Yeah, definitely.
Bailey Zimmerman performs New to Country. Sorry, can I just have a little fangirl moment? Bailey Zimmerman in a cowboy hat. I am here for it. Here for it.
Are you a bit in
And
love?
he took his mum. I just love that.
I feel like you're in love.
But the man can perform. He puts on such a good show.
Yeah.
Right, next one. Oh, George Strait then accepts Willie Nelson Lifetime Achievement Award. Well deserved. Well deserved.
Absolutely.
He's got such a slick style. He's got like the black hat, the black suit. He's not gone cowboy cosplay. He's just cool.
He's just cool. He's
a
the
Texas
OG.
man.
The OG.
He is the OG. Ashley McBride, my girl, honours Chris Christopherson. Wow, that's hard to say. Chris Christopherson. She performs Help Me Make It Through the Night. Ashley McBride is just so cool. Obviously, Christopherson died September this year. Very sad time, very recent. So great that he was I'm going to say remembered. What does that even mean? Remembered. And honoured. But sorry, Ashley McBride, I think she's so cool. I think she's the coolest woman in country music. And she's got that, like, edge to her as well.
Again, I think a bit underrated.
So underrated. So underrated. And she was obviously in the category for Female Vocalist of the Year. She's always so close. She's always there. She's always nominated, but she's never over the threshold, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and one thing as well, she must spend a fortune on light bulbs.
Why?
Because she always leaves a light on in the kitchen.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
No more. No more dad jokes. We have not got time for this. Chris Stapleton wins Male Vocalist of the Year. Right, I think this might be when Luke Combs' reaction, because everyone's like, oh, and Luke's like, and then he says something, I don't know what he says, but again, could well be taken out of context. It might not even be at the same time, but I'm putting two and two together. I might be making 100, but I think that's when this happens, because Chris Stapleton is going up to get his award, and Luke's like, giving him the stink eye.
Chris wins this award at every single award shows. And again, Chris, we love you. We think you're great. What this is saying right now, right, is that the whole time that Chris Stapleton is around and remotely releasing music, one song a year, Chris Stapleton will win this award, regardless of who else is in this category. That's basically what it's saying.
I think Luke Combs is probably right to be a bit salty about it.
Yeah, I mean, every single one of those artists in that category are unbelievable.
Strong category.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Luke Combs, purely because of Ain't No Love in Oklahoma, I would have given it to him, to be honest.
Like, Is this Male Vocalist of the Year, or is this who's got the most streams this year? Like, it's a popularity contest, this one.
Well, this is what I mean. But Chris Stapleton's voice isn't going to change. So he's going to win it every year. That's basically what it's saying, right? I saw something with Luke Bryan actually yesterday, and he got asked if there was an award he could put into the CMAs, what would he do? And he actually said a lot of the categories are old-fashioned now, and they do need revamping. But one award he said is that he would like if that category included artists, like it was all about the vocal and the voice, and it included artists from bands. So someone like Dan, like Shay, from Dan and Shay, could be in that.
Yeah, like, agreed. And he also said like a touring artist of the year, which I think would be a great category too.
Yeah, because
but that's what happens when the award show reaches 58 years old. Like, they are a bit old-fashioned. Speaking of our Luke, he performs "Love You, Miss You, Mean It." I really love that song.
It's just classic Luke Bryan, isn't it?
Eric Church performs "Darkest Hour." Right. This song, I know it's for charity, and I know it's all going to the Hurricane Helene relief, but I played this on my radio show, and my friend texted me and said it sounds like the soundtrack to, like, what's the Lloyd's TSB, you know, the ones where there's like a horse galloping down the beach, or like a John Lewis Christmas advert, or like, and I can't unsee like the black horse running down the beach now whenever I listen to this song.
I know what you mean. But
But like, powerful moment because it is for charity.
Of course.
Lainey Wilson wins Female Vocalist of the Year. Tough category. Lainey Wilson, Kelsey Ballerini, Ashley McBride, Megan Maroney, Casey Musgraves. If you're in that category with Lainey Wilson at the moment, you ain't winning. Sorry.
You're not. And she is, just like we said, she's just a powerhouse at the moment. She's doing everything.
Yeah.
She comes away once again with 2 awards at CMAs. And I think Meg will have her time. And I think Casey might have had her time to win a CMA, to be honest. Ashley deserves to be in there again, as we said, underrated. And it's just going to be a battle between Lainey and Kelsey, I think.
Jelly Roll and Keith Urban perform Liar. Love Keith Urban. I don't know why, I just really love this dynamic of like cool Aussie Keith and like big badass Jelly Roll. I just think, I don't know.
They're on the same page.
I think that's a really cool dynamic on stage. Okay, we're coming to the biggie. Entertainer of the Year. Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, Jelly Roll, Chris Stapleton, Lainey Wilson.
Yeah.
Love that there's a lady in the category. Love that Lainey Wilson is in there doing it for the women. I don't know whether we're going to agree on this. I think this is well-deserved for Morgan Wallen. And I think it speaks volumes that he's finally... Because he was shunned for a while, right? Because of his behaviour. So they just didn't... There's actually quite a bit of politics involved, I believe. And I actually think Morgan Wallen owes a lot to Darius Rucker, because he came out and was like, guys, we need to forgive him. Like, it's time we forgive him. And I think that's kind of opened up the doors to be like, okay, we can welcome him back in. But he sold out, like, every hotel in Nashville for like 3 nights in a row because of his performance at the stadium. I think that this is a well-deserved... He sells out everything that he does. Anything he touches turns to gold. So, and his shows are high energy, high talent. His songs, say what you want about some of them, but they're great and they do so well. And he does so much for crossing over of the genres in country music. He's put the genre on a map. He's put Nashville on a map. I think it's well deserved.
I think last year, obviously, Lainey won it, and it was amazing because it was the first time a female had won Entertainer of the Year at CMA since Taylor Swift in like 20... No, before that potentially. I can't remember what year it was. But no, I do agree with you. I think it is deserved this year for Morgan to win this. I think he has done so much, and I think his reaction to Lainey winning it last year wasn't great, to be honest. But I think the year he's had, and I know he's only been arrested once in the last year, which I suppose is an improvement. But no, I think, definitely, I think he did. I think he did have a great year, and it is fully deserved to win Entertainer of the Year. And to do it for basically 2-3 years consistently as well, to do what he's done. Yeah, no, I agree.
He's not going anywhere either, is he? He's not slowing down. But he wasn't there. Is that him being like, you didn't want me, now I don't want you?
Yeah. There's always something with Morgan.
We can speculate, can't we? But yeah, I just think it's interesting that the biggest night in Country Music Awards, and he wasn't there.
Because usually you would have a performance.
Yeah, Entertainer of the Year surely should be, like, a nominee should be performing. But I wonder whether maybe he's a bit like, I can't face going because what if I don't win?
Yeah, potentially. But
I don't know. We can speculate all we like, but Morgan Wallen won, and he wasn't there. Couple of surprise awards. Luke Bryan surprised Josh Ross on the red carpet with the Jeff Walker Global Country Artist Award for his contributions to international music.
Okay.
And I think Kit Moore won something similar as well, didn't he?
Yeah, Kit Moore makes sense for sure.
Yeah. So some other recognitions around and about as well as the main categories. Overall, great night. I wish I was there.
Absolutely.
And next year we will be.
Country music's biggest
We agree
night.
with most. We disagree with some. We would love to see a switch up in the categories. Any final remarks?
No, not at all. I won't do any more music puns, don't worry. But it's been a great time.
Not today, anyway.
Not today. Chatter Hoochee is here, and we're going to be chatting. And don't worry, it won't be as long next time.
Yeah, we'll be chatting and hoochieing. I'll work on that one. You've been listening to Chatter Hoochee.
Remember, you can listen to us on Spotify and watch us on YouTube, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at 65.country.
All roads lead to country.